Hi, it's Len Cameraman from HeroTechnical Solutions with this week's Friday 5 question. This week's question is from Brett Warby from IPC Investment Corporation in Georgetown, Ontario. And Brett asks, how can I get ACT to show me news for a client's place of birth? Alright, so let's jump into ACT and take a look at how we can do that. Okay, so the first thing that I had to do to get this to work, of course, is we have to have the person's place of birth stored in ACT. Now, the trick I'm going to show you will work with any other field. So if you want to do a search for someone's city in their address or by their name or a search on any other website, you can use the same thing I'm going to show you here. But specifically for this example, to show news for a person's place of birth, I had to add that field to the database. So I've already gone ahead and done that, and I've put that on the personal info tab, and I've filled in my own place of birth. I was born in Hamilton, Ontario, where I still am today. So I've got that here. So now I want to go find out, how do I find news for Hamilton, Ontario? So I wasn't actually able to find a good way to do this through the news on Google. So what I've done is I've gone to Yahoo. I'm going to go to the news site. And then I'm going to type in what I want to search for. Okay, I won't have to type this in every time, but to figure out how to search, I need to do an example. So now I hit search the web. And here is the important part. I'm going to take this URL up at the top, and I'm going to try to trim some of the extra junk out of here. And this usually works. Sometimes you have to experiment a little bit. But I'm going to take usually everything before the question mark. And then either up to the last slash or the last word in there. So to me it looks like from search onwards. If I delete that, I'm going to take this here, I'm just going to copy the whole thing, right click, copy, and now I'm going to go back to ACT. And in ACT, I'm going to go to the Web Info tab, and I'm going to click on Edit Links. I'm going to add a link here. So I'll click Add, I'll give this thing a name. I'm going to call this Yahoo POB Search for place of birth. Then I'm going to right click and paste exactly what I searched for. It's still got Hamilton, Ontario in here, but we're going to fix that. So we'll go and click on Advanced Edit. And now I'm going to highlight that part where Hamilton, Ontario is sitting in here. And then scroll down my list and find the place of birth field. Click on Add. And now you'll see that it's put that in here as a placeholder. And it shows me as an example what it's going to search for. Place of birth, it's got that in here. Click OK, and then click OK again, and you should now have a new link. Click Yahoo place of birth search, and it's going to search Yahoo News for Hamilton, Ontario. If I scroll down the list, or I can click increase tab size to make this bigger, you'll see that in this case what happens most of the time is that there will be some news on here, but there will also be links to a number of Hamilton news sites. So I can see the MSN Hamilton news site on there. I can see CBC Hamilton. And that's going to make it real easy for me to click directly on one of those links and find some news to talk about. So the trick to making this work is to do an example search on a website and then get that URL and add it in. One other thing I should mention as well is these links are specific to your computer. So if you're doing this in the office and you've got 5 people using ACT and you all want the same link to work, you will need to set it up on each computer. And that's it for this week. So thanks for joining us for this week's Friday 5, and stay tuned for next week.